Hello and welcome to the first episode of Model Making. This episode will be focused on Kotobukiya Hexagear Governor Kits, looking at a few and going into a basic review that will encompass just about all the kits and what's so special about them, with a look into the different styles. Now, if you are versed in model kit building, then you know that there are a slew of different companies that make model kits of all sorts of things, but two of the biggest names that most people will learn getting started or already being well established is Bandai with their Gunpla kits, and then Kotobukiya Vices or the Mud Love is things that people usually recognize. Now, one of the biggest notes that I always like to point out with purchasing anything outside of Bandai, this usually means you will be required to do a lot more painting and application of decals, stickers, what have you. It is all dependent on your skill, what you feel comfortable with, and how you want to make something look. To make it look like the final product, of course, will be paint and everything that you need. This even applies to Bandai kits, which are you're at dividing the colors. So you don't need to do the full paint work, but that is a preference of how you want to do it, or customize it yourself. So you'll see here too that the Hexagear Governor kits are a little bit on the monochromatic side. They do break up the colors a little bit, so you're not left flopping in the wind with something that's just completely one color. It does make it a little bit easier, especially if you are newer to customizing these kits. The Hexagears seem pricey, but they're magnificent on their articulation, what they're built of, and comes down to how much you really want to customize and put into it. But they're of the 1/24th scale. This makes them about 2.5 inches tall. So they're pretty small guys, but you get a whole lot of fun out of not needing to go too hard on the customization with getting something pretty fun. So now what you've been seeing kind of built also in the clips here has been the Tri-Chaser, which is the bike by the Governors. So the fun thing about this one is it is very monochromatic, but each segmented piece, they're divided in the base color that is the vehicle's like paint coat, and then the metallic pretty much, and then you have black because it's the wheels and the seat piece. This is actually an extremely easy customization that you can do to this with simple paint. I do recommend spray paint. While a lot of people do like to use airbrushing, which is fun, but if you are not skilled in this, spray paint is a very meet in the middle, because you can always, with any form of these kits, paint with brushes, but this takes more of a delicate hand and a little bit more skill and just experience of doing it. And even when you've had experience, sometimes just a little slight motion can mess up a line that you're trying to do. So you'll see here too, this actually had just a little bit of basic spray paint being of a metallic cherry red. Then I used a matte Mod Podge chalk white. Then a kind of a glittery metallic, but after it had a top coat, which that is a highly recommended thing. If you're going to paint, always do a top coat. I actually use a Rust-Oleum waterproof top coat, and this is so I can actually manage to get a lot of really interesting shots in all types of environments without worrying for paint to come off. So now on to the soldiers. First we start with the War Mage, who does not come with a lot of things other than a variant for the cap for the head. The notable detail about this kit too is the feet do not really allow them to ride the motorcycles. Then leading to the next one is the Jungle variant, which is actually one of my favorites. These ones that are the single soldier, they come with a lot of weapons, hands, the bag, and multiple heads, while you will see one that is called the Night Stalkers 3-pack. This one comes with 3 soldiers, but they do not have any weapons or really additional things other than a skirt, and then the 4 heads that you would get in your single packs of your Desert variant and Jungle variant. So here you'll see also one of the Governors right next to a high-grade 1/44th scale. These are typically what you find a lot of Gundams to be, but technically your mechs. The 1/44 is a very common scale you'll see. It usually ranges from about 4.25 all the way to 5.5 on average. You'll have some that are 6, but this just means that the scale of the actual item is a lot taller. Now, of the Governor kits too, while there are mechs as well as vehicles and soldiers, there are female soldiers as well as female, kind of like pilot suits, but there's not that many female kits, though when you get them they are very fun. They're delicate to build, but there are some aspects of them that feel a little bit better designed than in the males, though the arm and the bend, it has a better design in the male's figure as it clips as 2 pieces instead of clipping into one very fine two peg system. That's the elbow in the females. While this doesn't go in full depth of every single kit that there is, it is a basic kind of understanding of it all. The biggest thing to know about the governors is the game of it is customization. So you saw video head and security head here and there. Those are just done a little bit custom with painting them as well as building together different pieces. You can see also from my Night Stalkers, the way I managed to do it in the end was gave him more of a sand uniform, so he matched the female and the War Mage, but it's all up to how you want to do it. So I hope this helped you understand these kits at least a little bit, and hopefully you get into it and have some fun. So I will see you.